the biggest lesson out of money, like Trash, you talked about the helping people, right? She told me, she said, anytime you plan on helping somebody by giving them some money, make sure it's something you don't need because it's
Mm.
a possibility you don't get it back,
Oh,
right?
that can I piggyback off you,
Yeah,
Kurt?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hold on. This is the one that, if you cannot afford to give it away, don't loan it.
Yeah, yeah,
If you
that's
can't
basically
afford
Mm-hmm.
to
it.
give it away, do not loan it. That was one of the. If I missed that one, everybody in my family would have kicked my butt. If
Yeah.
you can't afford to give it away, don't loan it.
It
Yeah.
really it saves a lot of headaches in life, right? Like
And
because you,
relationships.
yeah, because you can get mad at some people, and I do it to this day. Like a lot of times, I've learned how to put a twist on it, my own twist on it, right? So you can get that same money from me, whatever it was. That's gonna cost. That's what it costs you to never ask me for nothing again.
Welcome to the We Got Problems podcast with co-hosts Curtis G. Martin, Rhonda L. Brown, and Khalif Johnson Sr., the one and only podcast where solutions get discussed to our community's everyday troubles. Each week, you will hear mind-blowing conversations and actionable tips and strategies that you can implement in your daily life to become more effective. We got problems and we got solutions.
All right, you guys, welcome to the show. This is We Got Problems podcast. I'm here with my co-host Rhonda L. Brown,
Hey, everybody.
Khalif Johnson Sr.,
Hey, y'all, how y'all doing?
and Lashika Phillips.
Hey.
And I'm Curtis G. Martin. Hey, you guys, today we going to celebrate mothers. This episode is Dear Mama. Hey, so what's up, you guys? What's a memorable moment or memory you have of your mother?
Okay,
Mm.
got a lot of them. I got a lot of them, but we gonna let the ladies go first, or do you want us to go first?
Anybody, take charge.
What were you gonna say, Rhonda?
I was actually thinking, like, because I have quite a few. But I'd say, um, I would say the one thing from childhood that I remember the most from my mom was she used to take us to work with her all the time. And she was a costume designer. So we would be backstage at plays or, trying on the costumes, helping with the costumes. That's and most of it was fun because I think the first one we went to was a Peter Pan. So that was like, I don't know, that was one of mine. How
That's
about you, Sheikah?
um I don't know what stands out to me is I have so many memories of my mom being in the bathroom getting ready for work or getting ready for anything, and she's like putting on lipstick, and I'm just standing at the bathroom door just like mesmerized, almost kind of like in a trance, like wow, like. And I just remember thinking, as a little girl, like wow, I can't wait to be grown. I can't wait to do that. And just, I love being, a woman. I thought I was a woman, looking at my mom like, when can I wear lipstick? And so that's something that's always stuck with me because I think it's just a tribute, I don't know, to her and just to the women of my family, looking at them as they're getting ready, like, wow, they're so beautiful, and just paying homage. And I don't know. So that's what it is for me. What about y'all? Curtis, Trash?
Okay, we'll stay clockwise, but for me, food has always been like a symbol of love. And I can remember my mom in the kitchen on Thanksgiving that's putting miracles together. Like I can remember in there, like one of her things was when she make her sweet potato pies, she doesn't do any strings. You can't have any strings in your sweet potato pies. So I remember her having us up all night, taking our knuckles and straining them through the calendar and just taking your knuckles until they was, and you have all of these sweet potatoes because you making what, 14 sweet potato pies that day. So you gonna have everybody want their own sweet potato pie. But in order to get your sweet potato pie, you got to get in that kitchen and do some straining of some yams first. So I remember just being up all night with my mom cooking on like the holidays. Anytime we have some good food and just see her make a miracle out of nothing, you can get a pot of beans and feed the whole neighborhood. Just my mom in the kitchen making miracles is like one of the memories I can kind of glance back to and remember. Those are the good ones. I can remember the extension cord ones too, but those are the good ones.
Yeah, yeah, like y'all said, I have a bunch of them, but and that was a good dear mama. But on the cooking tip, my family just had a bunch of cooks, and they got busy with soul food. And I remember my mom's wasn't the best out of all of her siblings, right? So the ones that was the best, that's what they did. They cooked, and everybody knew they were the best, right? But could nobody touch my mom's with them lemon pies. Right, she made the bomb lemon pie, and like Trash said, straining them potatoes, we had to roll lemons. Right? Right.
Yee.
So we always had to roll lemons, and the craziest thing when my wife came in the picture, she rolled lemons.
Come on, join the crew. We got a whole crew of
Yeah,
lemon
yeah,
rollers.
yeah. You got to be a lemon roller. If you ain't a lemon roller, you might not be a keeper.
Oh, that's funny.
I like that.
Uh,
So, what lessons did y'all learn from your mother about like money, business, commerce?
oof.
Mm.
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind for me is work hard. And I'm not saying that that's a good lesson, a bad lesson. I feel like, as she got older and obviously as I grew up, I think it kind of evolved, but that just the work ethic I think remained the same. Um, even as we both kind of evolved. Yeah, I'd have to say work ethic for sure.
For me, uh, she was really like because of my dad's religious upbringing and my grandmother's religious upbringing. My mom was real. She was real slanted on how people did their religions. And so her first thing was she always reminded us is charity starts at home. Before you go outside your house trying to help people and give stuff to people who don't have anything, she's not saying that you don't do it, but she says charity starts at home. So I was really, really big on making sure we took care of the house before we started giving out anything first. So charity starts at home. That was one of her biggest financial things that she taught us, that you take care of your household before you go out and help anyone else.
Wow, that's kind of crazy. I hate to keep piggybacking off y'all, but I think some of them same lessons
Yeah.
be there because my mom's always talked about working hard, and even having a cushion, right? Like get you
Mhm.
something saved and have a cushion so when something happen, you'll have something. But I think the biggest lesson out of money, like Trash, you talked about the helping people, right? She told me, she said, anytime you plan on helping somebody by giving them some money, make sure it's something you don't need
Mm.
because it's
Mhm.
a possibility you don't get it back.
Oh, that
Right.
can I piggyback off you,
Yeah,
Kurt?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hold on. This is the one that, oh, if you cannot afford to give it away, don't loan it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you
That's
Mm.
can't
basically
afford
it.
to give it away, do not loan it. That was one of the, if I missed that one, everybody in my family would have kicked my butt. If
Yeah.
you can't afford to give it away, don't loan it.
It
Yeah.
really it saves a lot of headaches in life, right? Like
And
because
relationships.
because you can get mad at some people, and I do it to this day. Like a lot of times, I've learned how to put a twist on it, my own twist on it, right? So you can get that same money from me, whatever it was. That's what it costs you to never ask me for nothing again,
That part.
right?
Mm.
Buy him out your
You-
life. You
right?
borrow
You-
$60 and I'll never have to speak to you
it
again.
only cost $60 for you. You it was 1,000. You it was
Wow.
1,500, right? You it was 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I had a cousin. She used to always borrow money, right? She paid back, right, all the time. Then she borrowed 100, never paid it back. Hey, cousin, let me get out. Like, oh, I ain't got it. Then one day she said, she's like, "Hey, you used to always look out for me. What happened? Why?" I said, "You ain't pay me my 100. You want me to be honest? You ain't
Wow.
pay me my 100. Oh, honey." I said, "Okay, that's cool." She gave me that 100 the next week. And
Bet
then
that.
2 weeks after that, she was back in
Yeah, right.
rotation again. Like, like it's all good. You back in rotation now.
That's
Hilarious.
funny. That's
I
funny.
think the biggest one for me that I was taught was how to make it stretch, how to make money
Mm.
stretch. That was like the biggest thing. Like we could make $5 stretch 3 weeks with a family of six. Like
Yeah.
right.
No, that's good. I already see it. A big old bag of beans, big old bag of rice.
Hmm.
And
Real.
one day you might have a some type of meat, right? But yeah.
Hmm.
Right.
When y'all think about some of these memories and just your experiences, and not just with your biological mom or mother figures, but all of the mothers, right? Grandmothers, great grandmothers, aunts. What are some sayings though that stand out to you, like you will hold on, and maybe you even passed on to your children? I know y'all got some sayings. What's up, Curtis?
Oh, I brought you into this world and I'll take you out.
Yeah, that's
Oh, my
one.
mama, she was big on that when she reminded you all the time that she'd kill you. Like,
Yeah,
don't ever get too far out of your lane to the point where you don't think that she won't take you out of here. And
That's
yeah,
she
right.
was dead serious about
yeah.
that. What's another one?
Hold up, because you can't take them all.
No,
Hey,
no,
hey,
y'all
my
got it. Go
grandmother,
ahead.
look, no, my grandmother used to say, "Boy, if you don't stop, I'm gonna whoop your ass till it roke like okra."
Oh, I got the rope like jelly. I got rope like jelly. You said rope
Hey,
like
okra be ugly and slimy, and like you gonna get that ass tore up.
Oh my God.
Ooh, you know what? I one of, and I think this was actually my favorite because I use it all the time on my kids. I ain't one of your little friends.
Oh yeah,
hey.
yeah, no, that's one. I ain't
Yeah,
one of your little
yeah,
friends.
that's wild. My mom would tell us, and I don't know why this is the one that comes to mind for me right now, but she would always say, I'll knock you to the middle of next week.
Oh
What?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
No, that's
I don't
good.
know when the middle of next week actually start, but I'm gonna be on some Wednesday sometime soon if she hit me hard enough because she's definitely swinging. Yeah.
I got another one that I feel like I have held on to it, and I hear my daughter repeat it, and I hear my daughter's friends repeat it, and that's if you lie, you cheat. If you cheat, you'll steal. If you'll steal, you'll kill. Like that's
Hey,
Mm.
that's one that my parents always had. Oh man, I don't know. My dad was cool, but my mom, she had one where she'd get upset and she'd be into her, she'd have some of her cognac in her, and she'd tell you she'd piss on the punch and she'd shit on the birthday cake.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
Uh,
my mama was real fly from Chicago, so she talked some shit. Like she didn't mind. She was gonna let you know. She had that swift tongue, and
funny.
yeah, she was cool as hell, man. My mama, she is cool as hell. And just to see her in her latter years and see her going through her birthdays and enjoying 75 years on this planet, she was. She was really, really fly. So I have to admit, I loved her. I love her, so I can't speak of her in past tense. So now we talking about old sayings. So from your perspective, do you think the role of matriarch or big mama has evolved or has it
Mm.
changed to you or is it still the same as it used to be?
Ooh, wow. Wow, that's crazy. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. The role haven't changed, the people didn't change.
Ooh.
The role is still the same. The grandmother is that one that come in and make sure everything's okay with the family. She gonna make sure the kids okay. She gonna bridge the gap between the parents and the kids,
Mm.
right? Like she gonna make sure the togetherness is there, that family dinner and all that. But nowadays you have, in my opinion, right? You have mothers that's still hanging and partying and twerking with their daughters, right? Like
Oh
instead
wow.
of being the grandmothers,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Oh, yeah. But I think in some families it has changed because it seemed like once Big Mama passed,
Mm.
like everything falls apart
Nobody takes the torch.
and nobody
Yeah.
steps up.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
interesting because me and my sister was just having that question today. Just for the sake of no names, a family member I called and asked about, and she hit me back, and I just basically hit her and said, "Well, you probably the most trusted one to take care of that person, so you need to reach out, right? Like, just us communicating, right? Like
Yeah.
making
Mm.
sure the family stuff go on. But you know something, I will say this, and I'll yield, but some families it take a long time for that one person to start stepping up because I have seen some people like step up like, whoa, I didn't think that was going to be the person that stepped up and started doing the right thing,
Mhm.
right? Sometimes time for us to wake up, you know how we always say different people wake up at different times, right? So
Yeah.
I've seen people like even me I started doing man stuff late, to be honest, right? Like doing the stuff I'm supposed to do late. So if somebody had it to say about me, they like, oh, dude, you was one of the worst. Yeah, I was. Right. So sometimes it's timing. Sometimes we lose the youth, so then they lose their path and they lose what they supposed to step into.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I think that it's interesting what you said, Curtis. So if the role hasn't changed, and that need, that capacity, all that, but the people have, and I've seen that even across my family. But I've also seen, excuse me, Rhonda, what you were talking about in terms of when Big Mama dies, it's like everything collapses, right? So what I'm seeing in my family is where there are, it's like it's the younger generation, like my generation and the generation behind me, excuse me, are working to try to keep those things together. But it's a different style. Excuse me,
Hmm.
right? It's just a different style.
And most of it be a no nonsense style, right? Like I ain't going for the bull. Like they don't give that extra that extra mile like grandmama would have did or big mama would have did, right? Like she had a little more compassion.
You know
Right.
how you guys say things have changed, time has changed. Remember, it used to be okay to get a switch and pull it off the tree and grandma go to town on your butt and make sure you didn't do it again. But those were some slave methods that we learned, and as we gotten older and we've learned different ways to discipline our children, and sometimes you got to kind of get in their face and you might have to raise your voice a couple octanes, but right now the parenting is totally different, and like you said, grandparents are staying flyer a lot longer. I don't think grandparents in their 60s, they talk about 40 is the new 30, and they still getting cool. And Mr. Steal Your Grandma, he's still out there in the middle of the club. When grandpa's still out there, he two-stepping just like anybody else. You don't. And then I think a lot of our elders, some of them are passing earlier too, so we don't get the grandma making it to 80 no more. Sometimes grandma, she out of here at 60. You know what I mean? 65, grandma checking out of here. So when you get the longevity out of the family, it's hard to keep them together when we don't have fathers in our household like we used to. Like it used to be a thing to have a family, and it seems like it's not as prevalent in our community as it once was to have close knit families, or you have families when grandma had 13 kids, and you know what I mean, grandma might have two kids, so the
Mm.
family sizes aren't the same as they once were in the 60s. So we have a lot of different obstacles that kind of stop that big family, big mama type situation. I know my great grandma had like 20 something kids. It was like crazy how many kids she had. And then my grandma had like, what, 11 kids or something crazy. So you have all these uncles and aunties and great uncles and great, like, like I just lost a family member the other day on my mom's side of the family, and we had so many cousins, and then my cousins have so many kids. But my mom, she was real tight knit, and she was like, after she had us, we had five of us. So when after my mom had us, like I wasn't looking to have 17, 18 kids. It just wasn't like something that I wanted to do in my future. I wanted to take care of each one of my kids well. And so my mindset of having children weren't as having as many as you can have. I was trying to have as many as I could take care of well. You know what I mean? I don't have no 15-bedroom house. That just don't seem like, if I wanted my own room as a kid. Sharing a room with my brother was hard. You know what I mean? Going through it. And when he got out the house, it was cool because then I can actually learn how to grow and be myself and have my own space. But when you share a room with somebody, that ain't always the easiest method, you know what I mean? And then you have multiple cousins and stuff having to sleep over. Yeah, for one night, that's cool. But when you have people that come live with you and then they have little habits and stuff that you might not be accustomed to, these type of things change the dynamics of families. So if some of it makes them stronger, some of us gives us animosity towards people, and then you start talking about family gatherings, right? Our thing was, when I met my wife, like I met my mother-in-law at Thanksgiving, and my wife's mom was like the big mama of the family. So she was like the cook central. You always come over there, get a hot meal. You always got something good on the stove. You always got, you need a couple dollars, baby. Here, she gonna go into her purse and she gonna toss a couple of dollars to all the kids and stuff. So that's the kind of dynamic I ran into. But as we evolved as a couple and I started having kids, Thanksgiving got shifted to our house. So now you got 50, 60 people coming over trying to get a meal. Now you talk about, we had 3 turkeys, we had a roast, we got all these desserts that you got to make. You got to make a couple pans of macaroni and cheese. You got to have, and you got all of these people, and you got this big family dynamic and extended family too, because everybody in your family ain't blood. You know what I mean? These are some of these extended family members. You got everybody in the backyard playing cards and all of these things. And when you start realizing how much work our great grandmas and our grandmas had to put on their shoulders to make that look like it was easy, oh man, it's so much work. And to do it young, you want to do it young because you want to be accustomed to it as you get older. I'm in my 40s now. So, you know what I mean? I want to make sure I got it down good before I go ahead and start trying to take over that and do it yourself. You know what I mean? So, for me, it was about being, it does exist, but it's really a hard role to take over. And the big mamas that we have now, a lot of the grannies, they trying to go live their best life. They ain't really interested in having 40, 50 people at their house and feeding them all the time.
Yeah. So there's an African proverb that suggests that we choose who we are going to be our parents. Um, why do you think you picked your mother?
Oh, wait. Okay, am I?
Yep, it's you.
Let's see. Why did I pick Trina? Man,
You gonna
I
put your
think
government name out there like that?
I mean, I got my government name out like this, right? So Trina, why did I pick Trina? I think I picked Trina for a lot of reasons. I think I picked Trina because of her ability and her value on self-expression. Excuse me. So as a child, I've always been very expressive. And even when it was inappropriate, even when it was not the right time, even when it was fill in the blank. But my mom always encouraged me to express myself in ways that made me feel good. And there's just something I carried on. Like, I don't, that's just been a really, really big part of who she is, who I am. Um, yeah, I don't, a million reasons why, but that's what comes to mind.
Um, I guess for me, the reason why I chose my mom is protection and wisdom. My mom is probably one of the wisest people I've ever met, and her protection is on a thousand. Like her antennas are all the way up at all times, and she's probably the best protector you could ever ask for. So I guess I picked my mom for safety, and
Nice.
that's who she is.
How about you, Curtis?
I think I picked my mom's because of she's caring, right? Like my
Yeah.
mom's made sure that she took care of us um, through thick and thin. Like we joke about it now, my sister and I, that we were really poor and didn't know it, right? We didn't know it. As we got older and the things we started doing, right? Because moms nurtured us and put us out the nest and put us in a better position than she had. But it wasn't that moms didn't have, right? She just made sure she provided. So I picked her because she provided for us. When we got old enough and got out of the nest, mom's bought her first house. She started buying a brand new car, right? Like, so she had, but she took care of us, right? So I picked somebody that was going to take care of me.
Mm, that's a good one.
I think for me, I think I think I picked her because of all the lessons that I would have needed. You know, I
Mm.
learned a lot at a very young age, um, which has helped me all my life actually. So I think that's why for me anyway.
Mhm.
Okay, I got one thing. Remember we was talking about sayings and things that we all take. I missed one. And
Okay.
I think it was one of the most important ones that I take with me to this day. And I use it with my kids all the time. She always told us, no matter what situation we're in, as long as we can look each other in the eyes, we'll be okay.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
good. Yeah,
Right.
that's good.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to double back on that one, but I had to get that
Oh,
one.
that's
Mhm.
cool. Since you said that, how about this one? What go on in this house, stay in this house.
Yeah,
Hey, hey,
yeah.
hey, 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 I got another one. Nobody in, nobody out.
Hey, you know what's crazy, Lashika? I've had to like change that one up a little bit.
I
I
know it
tell
was.
I tell my kids, long as you're not being harmed in this house, what stays in this house, right? Like if you're being harmed,
Yeah.
I want you to go tell somebody,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
right? Like
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
nowadays you don't want them just keeping shit.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
rough. It's rough nowadays, right?
Man, a lot has evolved.
Yeah. Hey,
Wow.
so what's something y'all want to leave the people about mothers or respecting our mothers or helping our community get back to that motherly love? What's something you'll leave the people?
Mm.
For me, I would say you gotta always respect your mom. You know, she's done her best to get you to where you are, and you'll never have another one.
Wow.
Yeah. Ditto what Rhonda said. And I think also if for those people who are dealing with the loss of their biological mother or their mother figure, I think what I want to leave you with is that it's never too late to make a connection and stay in gratitude for the memories, the time, the positivity, and the love and the compassion that you did get an opportunity and privilege to have. So that's what I would leave with the people. It's not too late. Make a connection. Stay in gratitude.
I like that.
Keep the people love. If you have anything going on, anything at all, it's always stuff that's going on in the family, and know that your mom is the anchor of all of our families. So make sure whatever you have going on, do it for your mama. Make sure you drop any beefs you have going on, any friction that's going on in your family. Make sure you take as much stress off of her as you can. So hopefully you can get some generations on this planet and they get a chance to touch your monarch. So the best way you can do that is relieving as much stress off the family as you can, stepping up and be that bridge for the younger generation so they can get to the older generation. So keep the friction down, go love on somebody, and any smoke you got out there with any of your siblings, let it go for whatever the reason is.
Hey, I would just say, you guys, we know that the men are supposed to be the protectors, but let's teach our young girls that they're supposed to be leaders of the family and take and hold down the family. No matter what their career is, they still have a job of holding down the family. And I think we can bring some of that love back to our family. I think it starts with the women, and because some of these men need just a little love that they missing from their mothers. You guys, we got problems, but we also have solutions. And we out.
Peace.
From the team at CRC Empire, we want to thank you for listening. To stay connected with us, like, share, and subscribe to the We Got Problems podcast. You can find us on social media platforms at Curtis Martin 247, at Rhonda Wrights Official, and at the_trash_vegan_. We got problems and we got solutions.